Good morning. Today we're going to be looking at areas of figures. We're going to have shapes where squares and rectangles have been stuck together, and we're going to need to find the area of the inside of each shape. So for this first one, I can see that there's some squares and rectangles, and that I haven't been given all the sides to each. For like this 1 centimeter that I wasn't given in my original, I could take my 10 centimeters, I could subtract 6 from it, because I know this length, I know 3. So 10 subtract 6, subtract 3, gives me 1 centimeter for this one left. Something like this side, I could see that it's the same as the 8 centimeters, so I could write 8 centimeters here. This one here, I could see it's the same as the 4, so there's no calculations for those needed. Next, I would take it and I would actually draw some lines on to divide it up into different squares and rectangles. There's different ways to do it. In this case, I'm going to go with this first diagram, but I could have divided up into these different shapes as well. I would get the same answer at the end. So we're going to calculate the area of 3 different squares and rectangles. So we're going to do the formula 3 different times. So I got my first area, length times width. I know this is 8 and this is 6. So 8 centimeters by 6 centimeters gives me 48 centimeters squared for this section. Then I've got my purple section, 4 centimeters times 3 centimeters. I know my 4 here, so it must leave me 4 left over here. So 4 by 3 gives me 12 centimeters, and I've got an 8 centimeter by 1 centimeter for 8 centimeters squared. So I figured out all 3 of those. Now I'm going to go and figure out the total area. I'm just going to simply add them together. The green, the purple, the red, area 1, 2, and 3. 48 centimeters squared, 12, and 8 to give me 68 centimeters squared. So if you use the other method, you should get the same answer, 68 centimeters squared. There's a third way to do it. Calculate the total area of the large rectangle. So just take the entire 10 by 8 and get 80 centimeters squared. And then subtract the missing piece, in this case a 4 by 3, so 12. So large rectangle, 80 minus the missing piece, 4 by 3 is 12, gives us 68 centimeters squared. So you can do any of those and get the same answer. All right, here's one for you to try. We'll check it in a moment. What's the total area? So pause the video, try this one. I'll restart again in about 5 seconds. All right, when I did this, so there's several ways to divide up the shape. The easiest is going to be the 2 squares. So I could have had a rectangle here, a long rectangle, and a small one here for 3 shapes. I think the 2 squares is going to be easier. Because they're squares, I know that the sides are 5 and 5, 7 and 7, and they might be marked on with these hash marks. So for the first area, it's 5 by 5 centimeters to give me 25 centimeters squared. My second area is a 7 centimeter by 7 centimeter for 49 centimeters squared. And then just like before, we're going to add them together. 25 centimeters squared plus 49 centimeters squared to get a 74 centimeters squared. So if you did a different method, chopped it up differently, you should get the same final answer. All right, there's an assignment now for you in your textbook. Time to give that a try. Remember on page 2, there's the answers of the original assignment. And then when you're finally finished, when you're ready to finish up, work on today's assignment and be sure to hand it in when finished. Remember to show your formulas and show your units.